U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. McCarthy going to put it up right away. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
At the 20-yard line.
Now McCarthy. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 35. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. To the air with McCarthy. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Simpson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Well, the Vikings at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Well, this defense for the Lions, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
They'll run with a rookie drafted in the 3rd round. And he will have the Vikings first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Christian Harris, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. There go play action. Here's McCarthy. That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Incomplete. You talk about these Lions defense. They've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Now Goff looking to change the play. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Back to throw, Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
These two teams, they met at Ford Field earlier this season with the Lions winning that ball game. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a 2nd time.
And that'll be caught by St. Brown.
And St. Brown going to have the Lions 1st down as he'll get this down to the 40.
It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him.
Touchdown, Detroit! Marvin Mims, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Lions get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Throwing is McCarthy.
Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
At the 36-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw McCarthy. That one out wide and intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20.
Touchdown, Detroit!
Jahmyr Gibbs, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he comes back with one complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Mason going to get it on 1st down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On play action, McCarthy.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And this is Simpson with a catch. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards, the final tally.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Second and 5.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third down, here's Mason. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Got to say, Charles, a little surprising to have a kick this short blocked. Usually that happens on the longer ones, but great job by the special teams to kind of sift through there and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of football over time, partner, and you're right about it. Typically, the longer field goals start lower because they have so much more ground to cover to get to the post. And that's when you get a hand on it. These short ones, you're able to pop it up in the air pretty quickly. Normally, you get height. In this case, extra effort to block that one.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. 2nd and 12. Now gone. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
To throw is Goff.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's Goff. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It's a gain of 35.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Gone. Flush to his right. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Options galore here, second and a few inches.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Goff now to throw. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Goff now looks to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. He He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
McCarthy off the play fake. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. McCarthy operating from the gun. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. And his kick is indeed good. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. They'll fake the give. Now Goff steps away. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
A toss out right to Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, Goff. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Sam Laporta, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Vikings 3.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles, if they're going to try to pull off an impressive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Another run for Gibbs here.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
124 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. Gibbs.
And diving to try to get the 1st down. He's going to be a little bit shy of the marker. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
They'll try to run with Gibbs.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD, second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they wanted it.
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 72 yards.
And the Vikings are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball down.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball,
you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
142 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Second down and 3.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff rolling to his right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
The Lions on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
First down, Lions.
Goff going to shift him around.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And he's got it inside the 10. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for Detroit. 51 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
They'll run with Gibbs.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Again, it's Gibbs.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And the Lions are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7. To the air with McCarthy.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 44-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out, and you and I, let's get to the airport.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs.
And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. And they will take a knee here. So this one's over. It's a